Alright, boys, I decided to do a replay analysis of Solorenektononly. He's playing in his account, Solo Ball only. He's currently at about 110 games. He's had a challenge that he wants to go from Unranked to Diamond in 1 week. That is his challenge. Now, he's at 110 games in a week. That's a lot of games, but he's not Diamond yet. He's currently plat free. Will he make it? It's the last day today, so maybe, maybe not. We'll see what happens, right? I don't know. But we're going to go over this replay with Jax versus Shen, which he played very recently. Let me just check something. I'll tap quickly. There we go. Now let's start it. So, he helped his jungler level 1. I think that's okay. Shen is kind of AFK and maybe disconnected. I don't know what happened here. I haven't watched this replay. It's the first time I'm seeing it. Alright, let's get into it. So, before we start here, I want to explain how you trade with Shen generally. What you want to do with Shen is, as a Jax, you want to hit him, walk back, hit him, walk back all the time, kind of. You want to make sure you don't get into his taunt range. The way Shen wants to fight you is he gets a sword free if possible, and then he walks into you whenever you start using your E, and he taunts out. That way you can't do anything to him. You can't jump after him. You just can't do anything because he's taunting you, right? That's what he wants to do. So you want to auto or W him, preferably W, and then walk back to ensure that he doesn't actually get to walk into you. And you want to walk around him like this instead of walking into him. Let's see what happens here. So Shen's having the push. He actually gets to use his E there. I think he should have stunned the second that Shen walked out. He could have definitely stunned there if he reacted faster. It's a small misplay. It's not the biggest thing, but it is a small misplay, and we got to talk about it. Now, he is letting Shen push all the time, which I think is okay. We know it's very obvious that Vi started in the bot side because Shen was top early. Oh, that's a really good E from him. Oh my god, dude. He reacted in time for the taunt. That was perfect. It was beautiful. I think he was staying too far up, and taking that reaction play, I think, was slightly risky. Because Shen lost nothing. He lost quite a decent amount. However, if he can react in time as he did, doesn't matter if it's risky. It was perfect executed. Alright, he's farming on his turret here. This is actually a perfect wave for Solorenektononly. Good wave manipulation, I'd say. Because the wave is so close to his turret. Shen's been playing this quite awful, to be honest. He's way too close to Jax's turret. Jax should be staying up a little bit. He tried to fin this wave out faster. He's not really doing what he needs to do. Oh, Rek'Sai came back. That kind of just blows. Poor guy, man. DC'd or whatever. Wasn't here from the beginning. That's bad. He lost 2 minions. He missed them. I mean, I think the idea was good. What he did was good. But he just executed poorly. That's what happens sometimes. Now, Solorenektononly knows the bias top side. Because, I mean, Rek'Sai just lost his red buff. It's pretty obvious. So, all he should do here is literally just farm on the turret. Chill. Good as well. He took a hit. That's okay. So far, I think the laning phase he's played really well. I don't know how he's been CSing. Let's just check for a second. 10 to 17. So obviously he could have had more CS. He did butcher a couple of them. But considering his circumstances, it's not too terrible. He's hitting the wrong minions here. That's okay. It worked out anyway somewhat. He got a decent amount. 14 to 19. Not too bad considering he's being pressured by the jungler. And he is in a losing matchup. Okay, he walks straight into the sword, just butchers it. That's pretty bad. Shen also messes that one up. But again, Shen wins out. He shouldn't be walking straight into the sword like that. You want to walk around the sword as much as possible. You don't want to give Shen those ones for free. You can actually somewhat fight the Shen as long as you W him first. If you W, hit him, you'll trade somewhat even. So that is something you can do. He's not really looking to do that very much, but he could. I think he should look to push right now. Vi should definitely not be top anymore. She's been top for a long time. No camps are up. This is something he should know. No camps have been up for a little while now, but he should definitely expect Vi to be bot lane at this point. Or bot side of the map. Doesn't really matter if it's bot lane or not. So I would recommend him to push out as fast as possible, but he's playing somewhat passive here. Too passive, actually, which is giving Shen a much easier time to do whatever Shen wants to do. He walks up with his E to try and get the minion. I'd actually prefer if he does this. This is something I see a lot of people do. They walk up to try and get a minion. Unless it's a cannon minion, I would generally recommend people to walk up and just hit the minion for free. But if Shen comes to you, like he's going to do here, just wait and see. Wait and see. What I recommend right here is walk up, hit W, W hit him, or hit NW. Preferably just W because he can W it. Shen can use his Spirit Refuge. So what I recommend is just walk up and hit him instead. Because you want to get pressure over the lane. If you don't have pressure over the lane, even getting that 1 CS is not really going to benefit you that much, right? As you can see, he used his E cooldown on it. Now he walks up right after. This was really bad. From both of them, actually. Imagine this scenario right here. Just imagine. Let me just slow it down for you. This was really, really bad from both of them. You gotta play around cooldowns. It's really important. Cooldowns is everything in League of Legends. And this is where it becomes bad. Look here. Shen knows Jax used his E. When Jax doesn't have E and you taunt him, Jax is kaboom. He's doomed. He can't do anything. So, if Jax goes with his cannon right now, Shen's only thought should be, I need to taunt him. I need to go. And it's very obvious because he's going to walk in a straight path, hit this minion, taunt, boom. It's really easy. Imagine the taunt right there. It was really easy. You knew exactly what he was going to do. He would lose almost all his health and have to base. 100% guaranteed right there. He'd lose like 300, 400 health. He'd have 200 left. He would almost be dead. It's a very, very poor play by both of them here. That was just a massive mistake. Again, Jax needs to balls the fuck up and start just going on the Shen and getting pushed. Ooh. Shen tried to do the right play, but he missed the taunt. Now, Jax again could play more aggressive, but he's playing too passive here. It's not very good. He have the minion advantage too, but he's too afraid for no reason at all. He doesn't need to be. Yes, Vi could potentially be top, but the problem is, because he's been afraid for so long, Shen's just holding away for how long he wants, and the longer he's spending in this position, the more the higher the chances that Vi is going to be top. He needs to get out of this position as fast as possible. He's not getting out of the position, so it's only getting worse and worse for him right now because he's playing too passive. You gotta walk up, you gotta be balls deep, and you gotta be actually focusing the Shen more than minions, because you need to have more pressure on him, or you're just gonna continuously lose out. And that's what's happening right now. He's continuously losing out in the trades, because he's focusing too much on the minions and too little on the Shen, which actually gets him less minions, because he's playing so passive. He gets less minions by doing that. That's why I always say, unless you really need the minion, focus the champion first, get the minion second. Because if you're stronger than an enemy champion, he's going to lose more minions by default later on anyways. Okay, base. He TP's back. I mean, at this point, honestly, you have to TP. There's no choice. You played like a pussy. You got to TP back now. He bought Dawn's Blade. That's okay, I think. Longsword and a Rejuvenation bead. I don't like the bead. I'll be honest. He should have gotten a pink ward instead. Or he should have bought nothing and then just tried to get his items faster. Both of those are fine. He's avoiding the gank. This is actually a pretty nice play. Overall, I completely agree with that. Now he should again look to push it in. Vi was around, but Shen doesn't have his E right now, so you can just go. You can just fight him, dude. You can just fight him. You win this really easy. You're being too afraid again. You know why I couldn't be around yet. It's too far of a distance. Now you're fighting. That was misplayed. You should never jump in. This is one thing that's bad. You should never jump in because it's really easy for Shen to just out-trade you in that case. I'll showcase it really easy. Never ever jump in. The only reason you want to do that is if Shen doesn't have E, but he does have E, right? Look here. All Shen needs to do is walk into you, taunt out, and then just trade you down afterwards. That's all he had to do. And he does that, and then he trades on you, right? And you lose the trade. I think he messed up some of these things, but regardless, you lose that trade. And Shen shouldn't be trying to all in there. That's just crazy. Alright, let's see what happens next. I mean, at this point, he's in a really bad spot. I'd actually base right now. I think staying is too risky. You can stay if you want to look for a kill, but you don't have your jungler around, which makes it very risky to do. This is a kill position that he's in right now. And he is going for the kill, I think. He can't get it, though. And it's too close to the turret. He's taking minions. Personally, out of base there. Because you can't really do anything besides getting a little bit of minions. The which he got, but now he's basing anyways. Or he could look for a kill, but he's not really looking for a kill. He's afraid of Y still. He doesn't have a division. He's jungler's bot side. I mean, it just doesn't look good for a kill, right? Okay, he based. A little bit later than I would have done, which means Shen actually gets an easier time. But by basing this situation, look what happens here with the wave. This wave is going to push to him. Now, I know Shen TP'd bot lane. Whatever. The two things that can happen here is Shen stays top, and you just walk up and you kill him. He can't do anything. Or you deny him a ton of minions. Or Shen bases and walks up top and the lane is frozen to you, so you also win out. So either way, you win out. Shen TP's bot, that means he wins out, but that's just because of bot lane. There's not really much you can do about that. And you shouldn't play around it either.
Blue team double kill.
Alrighty then. All he needs to do here is freeze, I would say. Because if he pushes here, this is one thing people in Soul Core always be like, why don't you push and take the tower? If you push him, look at Shen. He's basing right now. He's going to be back in like 28 seconds each. 6, that's like 15 over or something like that, roughly. Now let's look what happens here. He's going to push, and look at how many minions the Shen's going to just walk up and take. Look at how little he's going to lose. You can even just speed this up a little bit. By pushing, this is what happened. Instead of freezing, in this situation, Shen lost 0 minions to the tower. Literally 0. And now you don't get that XP lead that you could have gotten anyways. You basically lose out so much, and you don't even get to hit the enemy turret. You could have gotten a massive advantage and stuff there. And now he needs to either base or go get some deep wards. You gotta get some deep wards to do some stuff with this. Can you buy anything useful? You can buy a Vampiric Scepter. Personally, I wouldn't base just for that. I would have tried to get some deep vision in. I think it's slightly better. But I don't think the base is necessarily terrible. Alright, let's see what he does now. Again, he should be... So here's the thing. At this point, you should be able to contest with the Shen. The number one thing to notice, don't stand inside of him. Right now, he's trading, and he's standing right inside of Shen. All Shen got to do is torn out. And he wins that trade. Shen didn't torn out in time, but he managed to do it anyways. The trade works because Rexa is coming, but regardless, this is a trade you don't want to take. You don't want to make those trades like that. You want to stand outside of him. And it will still work regardless, because then you're just not going to get torn, right? So always try to stand outside of the torn range. It's really, really important. It's just those micro mistakes. Are he's pushing? Wait, why does he leave? He should just keep smashing his turret in, I think. There were 2 people. He was safe. But it's fine. He got 1 plating. Does he base for a Cutlass? He could, I believe. Yeah, he does have money for it. He is basing for a Cutlass. I think that's okay. Haven't bought any pink wards yet. Whoa, that's his first pink ward. I don't really mind people not buying pink wards. I think it's okay. A lot of people go crazy and, oh my god, you need to buy pinks. I buy a lot of pinks, but I don't think you necessarily need to. Because you get your items faster by not doing it. So there's definitely benefit and disadvantage to both. Okay, goes in with a good trade. He shouldn't queue out there. Queuing out is bad. But the trade was good. Going in with a nice W, and that's an power W as well. That's a nice stun. Keep hitting him. Dude, you could keep hitting him right there. You're so much stronger than him. He cannot win that. If he goes on you, you will kill him. Don't queue on him. Queuing on him is a mistake. I know the Shen is fucking up over here, but... You know, man, you don't want to queue onto him. You just want to walk up. Your queue is used for other things. Small mistakes in the mechanics there again. There's definitely things you can do better, though. Alright, let's see what he does. I mean, right now, the only thing he can really do is farm these minions, so I'm just going to speed up here. Okay. At this point, what I'd recommend him to do... Oh my god, she just based in front of him. I mean... At this point, he's kind of screwed because the enemy got to base for free, right? The enemy have all the pressure, and he's just going to walk back to lane. He's losing out tremendously. If he's pushing this, then the enemy is going to get more farm. So if you push now, you need to get vision, or you need to get some advantage by pushing, because you're giving him more minions. He's TPing away, which means it's actually quite good. I would probably stay top and try and take turret here. So you can move mid and try and get a fight, but turret plating is quite important, and that's secure gold. Going for a fight is insecure gold. You might not get it. Now he went for the fight, and let's see what happens. He grabs a kill. It means it's not too bad that he went for the fight, right? It actually worked out. He would have gotten just as much gold by going for the platings, but getting that kill, maybe it saved the teammate or not. Again, it's like a 50-50, you know, and now he gets another one because Shen is greedy. Overall, worked out really well for him to go for the fight. Either way works. So I don't really have any problems with that. Let's see what he does next. Top towers haven't fallen yet, so we're just going to keep going a little bit longer here. He's going to hard shove this. I don't think he should, but he's going to. I think he should have frozen. Or not just frozen, I mean slow push that. By slow pushing, he denies a couple of minions from the Shen. Shen doesn't have ultimate. You know that's like 180 seconds cooldown or something like that at this point. Maybe 200. Let's see. It's 174 seconds. It depends how much cooldown reduction he got in his stuff and so on. Anyways, by doing this, he gives Shen more minions. And Shen doesn't have ultimate, so he can't go anywhere else. You know Shen is going to come top. So that reason you want to slow push. Unless you get really important vision down. That's the only reason you want to hard push. If you get really important vision down. And he is trying to get vision down. He is trying to do the right thing after pushing, so... I don't really have a problem with what he did. I wouldn't do it personally, but I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a fine play to do. Walked in for a fight. I mean, the fight fails tremendously. They lose out super hard. But I still think, like, obviously you shouldn't go in for the fight and whatever. But it's the right macro call to do in the case of what he did. I just personally wouldn't do it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the items choice. I think it's important. He's going for a Blade of the Ruined King. And I would actually recommend this item if you want to kill people. So, considering he's not ahead, I don't really like this item that much. I think it's okay to buy. It'll be fine. He could have rushed Trinity as well. I think Blade is the safest option. And Blade is also quite good against Shen. So, I think it's a decent item build. I'd probably go the same, to be honest. I'd probably go the same. He gets a kill here. Shen messed up really hard. I don't even understand why Shen's doing what he did, but he's crazy. I think the main problems this game have been... Funny enough, his wave manipulation. I think micro fighting and wave manipulation have been the biggest 2 problems. I think his movements on the map have been quite decent. There's nothing bad there. I think his movements on the map have been good. But he played too afraid a lot of the time. which he obviously shouldn't be doing. Right now he's going for the tower because you know Shen isn't here, but the problem is Shen have ultimate and Vi could be top. He doesn't know. He doesn't have any vision. He literally has 0 control and vision. I think the vision game should be improved a bit. I think the enemy team could have all-in him. They're waiting a long time to go for the play. And Shen misses his taunt. I mean, that makes it a lot harder to kill a person, right? When you miss a taunt and a stunned guy, it's not so easy to get that kill anymore. But either way, I don't think he should ever do this push because he doesn't have any vision. Shen have ultimate and he knows all of this. There's just a lot of information he got and he still messed it up, right? I think the laning phase is mostly over here, so I'm going to stop the replay now. I don't really think there's much point in it. At this point, I just want to say what's going to happen, or what should happen. Jack should be absolutely obliterating Shen. He got his Blade Rune King. He should be stronger if he plays it properly. And Shen doesn't even have close to his Titanic Hydra, which means Shen is incredibly weak at this point. He's played really passive in build. So Jack should just be trying to split push right now, because he's far superior to Shen. And then he should be power farming. So he should be looking to take things like the double golems, the spawn every 5th wave, 230 seconds, or the Grump, again, same spawn time. Taking these two are very high value. Same thing on the other side of the map. I'd probably put the Jax on the bottom side, because Jax will have teleport up. Right now Diana have TP, so it's fine at this point in time. But generally I think Jax should be on the opposite side of the map, because Diana is better for the engages, but Jax kind of sucks at engaging and better at following up. But obviously right now they can't do that because there's no TPs. But yeah, overall I think this is a good replay to do. I think there's a bunch of mistakes. I think there's a lot of things to improve on. And that's a good thing.